you are dropping like PC money, $1,100 on a gaming monitor, you would expect every game on said monitor to look incredible. And this guy from MSI checks those boxes, and the big ones too. So things like QD-OLED, 4K, 240 hertz. Games look phenomenal. Stuff I actually want to talk about is what the spec sheet leaves out. Before I get to everything that this monitor does, I got some surprises for you here. Chance to win $500 for supporting me and supporting the channel all of these years. Made it super easy. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me the first game that you would fire up on your new MSI monitor. You can leave one comment per day for 10 days, open to anyone in the world. Watch the video all the way through. Give the video a thumbs up. All information you need that will be down below. So back to monitors. For years, every screen, especially similar to this, came with a list of like buts. It was great for games, but keep a second monitor for real work. Gorgeous, but draw the shades first because it needs pitch black. MSI claims, and they think, that they finally built the one you don't have to make excuses for. And they reached out to sponsor this video. I know taking recommendations, especially from a sponsored video, can be tough. But MSI has like a really long history of making really good displays for years. This is a monitor they sent over. And that was the only thing I cared about finding out. Not whether it's good, but actually who is it for and who's about to waste a whole lot of money. So let me sort you, because which person you are changes the answer. So you want a gorgeous gaming screen, but you don't have some sort of like blacked out cave to put it in. And that situation where I would tell most people to skip OLED entirely. So there's a coating on this panel that MSI calls dark armor, which is probably the first marketing term actually I liked. It claims to give you up to about 40% deeper blacks and a surface about 2.5 times more scratch resistant, and mostly to eliminate that like purple tint that you can get like I talked about. I want to sit on that word mostly for a second, because how much it goes away depends on your room, and OLED still loves the dark. But in this bright window-filled office, it did knock the discoloration and that washed out look far down enough that I quit noticing it. And when it comes to somebody who reviews TVs, OLED, especially QD-OLED, is like the top of the display food chain. But it's been surprising that we haven't seen really many QD-OLED like gaming monitors come down, because they have been fundamentally flawed when you shrink them and use them for what gaming is meant for. But it's not just the coating. The panel underneath too is kind of unique. It's a 5-layer tandem OLED. MSI is calling EL Gen 3. Supposedly around 30% more efficient with light, which is sort of what lets it get close to 1,000 nits at peak brightness. If that means nothing to you, it translates to it gets really bright. If anything, it's almost too bright in one spot. If you throw a full white window up, like a Google Docs page, you can get a little harsh on the eyes. So MSI has a thing called uniform luminance that flattens out the brightness ramps. That's the first group. Game in a room that has actual light in it, and this is the first OLED that I would hand you without a disclaimer. And that is a really big compliment. There's a totally different person watching this. And this is the one who's been burned or scared of getting burned. You've wanted an OLED for years. Burn-in on modern day OLEDs is drastically better than the early days, but it didn't disappear. And it can still bite you if the panel isn't fighting it. Most screens do the bare minimum. They'll shuffle the pixels around to touch. MSI goes a lot further with the suite they're calling OLED Care 3.0. But the piece that they actually care about is a little sensor on the bottom bezel that kind of watches to see if you are sitting there. Whatever it picks up gets processed on the monitor only and never leaves it. Nothing is recorded, nothing uploaded anywhere. All it's doing is figuring out if a person is sitting in the chair. And if something does happen to go wrong with the monitor, there's a 3-year warranty that specifically covers burn-in. And then there's probably most of you. You're probably just sick of running 2 monitors. You want one screen that games at night and then kind of earns its keep during the day for all the normal work stuff you're doing. The daytime is the exact place OLED usually falls flat on its face. Text is like the classic example. So I kind of braced for it to look rough, because this panel uses an older subpixel layout, not the newer arrangement that I loved. It is not flawless. If you get your nose up to the glass close, you will catch a little bit of blockiness on the edge of the letters. But if you cram a full 4K of pixels into a screen this size, and everything packs in so tight that after a full day in docs and email, I didn't care. And honestly, I'm not sticking my nose up that close and looking at it normally. Text looked crisp, especially on a white background. Everything looked really good. But then you launch a game, right? And this is a gaming monitor. We fired up Resident Evil 2, which is obviously dark, heavy, you know, dread-soaked lighting. And that's where this OLED like prints its money. Normal monitor, LCD monitor, grays those shadows up just enough that you can sort of cheat and see what's coming. Not here. The dark stayed obviously actually dark because it's OLED. The pixels were off. So when something jumped in it, it made me jump, which is exactly what you wanted from a game like this. Then Spider-Man, the complete opposite. Pure color and speed. It popped without going full cartoony. That's the way a lot of gaming monitors tend to. Swinging through the city at 240 hertz. The motion is so clean, your eyes like settle. I do want to give a fair warning here too. It'll sync with whatever you've got. NVIDIA or AMD. DisplayPort 2.1a, which has a bandwidth for full 4K 240 uncompressed. So they're not cutting corners here if you want to get technical with it. You can also run the entire thing off a single USB-C cable if you want to. Picture 98 watts of power down the same wire. All right, so I think that covers who should be excited. Now, I think the part that a lot of other people are going to skip, who should close the tab and who should keep their money and not buy this. If you can fully black out your room, and that's really what you're after, is that searing punch in your face of HDR that you get on a high-lit OLED TV, this isn't that. It's bright for a monitor. It's not a $2,000 plus OLED television. And if that pop is the entire reason you're buying it, you'll feel what's missing. If you want a bigger or curved, this is also not your pick. I checked out MSI's 34-inch ultra-wide a while back, and for a wide wraparound straight into dark room, that is where I would send you. None of that makes this a bad monitor. It just makes it probably not the right choice for you. I'd rather tell you that now than if you come at me in comments or online saying I steered you in the wrong direction. Couple of flat-out gotchas too with this. No built-in speakers. So headphones or desk speakers are a must. And this thing is not chasing cheapest or biggest. It's chasing the one they don't apologize for and the one that's going to cost you a decent amount of money. So buy it or not. For years, my answer here came kind of staple to a list of buts. Great for games, but. Beautiful, but. I went looking for those buts on this one, and past missing speakers, I came up pretty much empty. If you're in the market for something that looks good in most every situation, this is probably the one to check out. And for the first time in a lot of monitoring, you don't have to consider a second monitor for something else. This one that MSI has made does everything really well. Links are down below.